Exploratory drilling in Shelby, what's going on with Shelby trees, and
a 160,000 square foot facility opens in Shelby Township, adding more than 200 new jobs. Coming up, I talked to some local leaders about what this means for Shelby.
Hello everyone and welcome to Shelby This Week. All those stories plus much more, but first. It's official, an oil drilling company did not find oil in Shelby. West Bay Exploration is ending their project of exploratory drilling near 25 and DeQuinder. They put a cap on plans to operate an oil well there. Supervisor Stathakis and Fire Chief Jim Swinkowski tell us more.
I want to thank Mr. Brandenburg. Senator Brandenburg, I think, did a great job in trying to change the state law, and also Representative Lucido. I know he's trying to change that as well, but they can't do it by themselves, and we realize that. So we need to support them in getting that state law changed so that, yeah, they can drill. We're all for drilling, but not 450 feet away from our residential neighborhoods. So that's all we're saying, is that next time when it happens, we hope we have more control. But you know, I want to especially thank the citizens, specifically CARD, for actually generating awareness and coming to support their Board of Trustees in fighting this battle. They were right at our side fighting the whole time, and we could not have done this without them. So we got a little lucky on this one. There was no oil, and we're going to be even better prepared next time, though. So
testing was suspended, and they halted operations over the winter. The MDEQ did notify us early in the spring that they would have to return, because under the DEQ guidelines they do not allow a temporary site like this just to sit there indefinitely. It has to either be completed or the site has to be returned to normal under the guidelines. So we knew this was coming, and beginning in the first week of May, the township did get notification from the DEQ that they did issue the permit to complete the testing part of the well. And they came in, and the West Bay and my contacts there did notify us. We went through the steps, which is the same procedure that we had outlined to everyone back in the fall before they had suspended it. And so they went through, they completed the testing of the various zones of the well, and there was no producible oil. And so at a certain point, they decided to suspend testing any further, because all the results they were getting was just that there's very little oil there, not enough to produce, if any at all. So they suspended, they stopped testing, and they notified me that they would be permanently plugging the well and returning the site to normal. And there was some questions at the board meeting about what does that mean. That means they are not going to use it for any type of, I know there are some concerns about wastewater use for that, but no, they are going to basically fill it in with concrete, the entire well shaft. So there is no hole. It's completely, solid. They're going to remove the wellhead and put all the grading and everything back to its original condition.
Some residents were hoping for that outcome after health issues became a concern from exploratory drilling. Again, no oil was found at the exploratory site near 25 Mile and DeQuinder. A local corporation that represents top-of-the-line welding systems has staked their ground in Shelby. This new facility will bring jobs to the township. Charlie Cadotto reports.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you very much. Welcome to Paslin and Shelby Township.
200 new jobs coming to Shelby thanks to a Michigan-based robotic automation and assembly company. Paslin is adding a new facility along Shelby Parkway, bringing additional business to an already busy area. County Executive Mark Hackle says Paslin's grand opening is a symbol of the county's continued growth.
My job was to figure out how to get people to really understand, the value added that we have here in Macomb County. Why do people make Macomb their home? We've always seen, even with the downturn in the economy, growth in population.
Paslin is also expected to bring hundreds of contractors in the area. The company already has 3 locations in Warren.
We'll be hiring what you would find in a traditional industrial facility, but pipe fitters, tool and die makers, a few machinists, a lot of assembly and integration labor, robot programmers, PLC programmers, CAD designers, and engineers.
So these are the MIG welding robots. These are what weld all the metal together, and then the parts.
We took a tour of the facility during the grand opening on May 8th. Assembly line work has been open since February, and contractors have been here since.
That's what we do. We build things, and we build them to a very high degree of quality, and we build them fast, on time, under budget usually. So I think they're going to do very well here.
The facility has over 165,000 square feet of space, 30,000 for office space, and 165 workstations. And Paslin is receiving a big boost for coming to Shelby. The township is giving the company a tax abatement, requiring only half taxes over the next 12 years. The Michigan Strategic Fund also awarded Paslin a $1.7 million grant for the Shelby facility.
We all remember the painful economic transition that we were just going through several years ago. And so the auto industry now is really it's roaring back.
The Cherry Creek Corporate Park already has 9 other large plants near 23 Mile and M53. Local developers say the area continues to expand.
It's the core of our industrial base here in Shelby. It's strategically located along the freeway.
Office space will still be under construction over the next few months. For Shelby This Week, I'm Charlie Cadotto.
Major improvements and changes on 24 Mile Road, but more importantly, the trees haven't changed at all. John Martin gives us the details.
The ongoing construction to install a 42-inch diameter water main under 24 Mile Road has created some challenges for commuters and residents alike. This is to be expected, as this is a massive project. As the old saying goes, short-term pain brings long-term gains. One of the township's top priorities is the preservation of trees along the scenic route. To that end, arborist Kay Sickinator from Owen Tree Service has been hired to protect our trees.
The construction's been moving along all winter, and they at this point have not come to our critical part of the construction site, which is between Shelby and Mound, where the trees are closer to the road. So my understanding is all the excavation that they have done, they even haven't hit a single root yet. So that's wonderful. They expect that excavation to start between Shelby and Mound in maybe 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks. So I will be on site to watch and try to get as little damage to the trees as possible and still be able to do the project that they have to do. So the trimming went well. We did that during the winter time as planned so that they wouldn't create a lot of wounding during the infection period for oak wilt disease. So, and some folks actually did call and said, now wait, there's those wounds aren't painted, and what's the deal with that? Well, when you prune them in the winter time or well before the season when the insect vectors are active that spread the oak wilt, you're okay. The tree has its own defenses, it seals it off and itself, and you're better off just leaving it alone. Having said that, we did have to paint a few trees last week because as they're moving that large equipment around and swinging in the big huge pipe and whatnot that they have to do, a couple of little chunks of bark did get knocked off, and some of the 4 trees in total, 3 of which were oak. So they painted that. You'll see it kind of looks like bark brown basically, so that the insect vectors won't be attracted to that wound. So that's about it. Everybody's leafing out. We should see how good their color is and whatnot, and know a little bit more about their shape in another month or so.
So it looks like you're very attentive to all these trees.
That's my job. Yeah, we're going to keep on top of it so that they get through this with the least amount of stress as possible.
So the main worry we have is for the trees that are close to the road.
Yeah.
The roots.
Yes. That is my big concern, and we really don't know what we're going to find. It does look to be a lighter soil here, which is going to help a lot, which means they may be rooted a little more deeper, but they're going to excavate way deep, but it may not be as spread out.
Okay.
It's the spread that we're going to worry about most, but and you just never know. If we can only see into the soil, that would make my job so much easier, but well, so that's why you got to kind of go, wait and go as you see, and we'll adjust as best we can.
I guess we'll have you back in a week or 2.
All right. Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks, John.
For important updates on the 24-mile construction project, go to the township's website at www.shelbytwp.org. Reporting from somewhere along 24 Mile Road, this has been John Martin.
And speaking of roads, we have a road construction update for you. 24 Mile Road between Mound and Shelby Road is now open, but for safety's sake, signage is still up to keep through traffic out. Roads are open but are just dirt. Asphalt has not been laid down as of yet. Also, 24-mile road is open from Shaner to Hayes, Shelby to DeQuinder, and again, asphalt hasn't been laid down at those spots on 24-mile. Coming up on Shelby this week, a life-changing walk, safety campaign, and...
Do you ever get bored of being at the same park with nowhere else to go? Well, there's a new development that could link 2 metro parks. I'll tell you more.
All those stories next. Stay tuned.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
she doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice. She's new.
Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened?
Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
The community came together recently, showing their support for the American Cancer Society. Stacy Sansatera reports.
The American Cancer Society's Relay for Life is a life-changing event that gives everyone in every community a chance to participate in the fight against cancer.
We've been relaying for 9 years. We're here at Riverbends Park celebrating cancer survivors, honoring those that are still fighting the battle, and also keeping in mind the people that our families and friends have lost to this cancerous disease.
Yeah, 58 years, Bob.
And this touching event aspires to create a world with more birthdays, a world where cancer can't claim another year of anyone's life.
I think it's a good cause that people come out here and try and raise money for like such an important thing.
Have you been personally hit with cancer, anybody?
Yeah, my family members, like my grandpa.
I think it's important because it helps raise awareness of the cause.
Okay, what about you?
I've known a couple people who have passed away from cancer, so I think it's like obligation to come here and support.
Absolutely. What about you?
I think it affects so much people, so it's important to care about the cause.
Fighting for the cure, raising money.
Yeah? And why do you think this is important?
I don't know, just because finding the cure to cancer is a good thing to do.
Yeah, what about you? What brought you out?
Same thing. My grandpa's a survivor, so walking in his name because he can't be here today.
Life is a compromise. You know, you take if what you've got is adequate. You don't think for any, and you can't have something better. You just compromise and take what you've got. You know, that's been my philosophy in life because it's been a long, long life.
What brought us out here today is our fight against cancer. We're committed to curing this miserable disease and whatever it takes.
Sir, I'm here especially for my grandma.
Okay.
She's fighting pancreatic cancer.
Okay, what brought you out?
I'm here to fight for my grandpa. He died of colon cancer.
Okay, and why do you think something like this is so important?
Because it gets everyone together and it helps us fight for the same common goal. And the more people who are aware, the more people who will help fight towards it.
I think it's important to help the community be aware of people with cancer and the struggle they have, and to raise money for research and to help people and their families that are going through the fight that they are.
The funds raised by the Relay for Life support the American Cancer Society's mission to save more lives from cancer by helping people stay well, get well, by finding cures and fighting back.
We seem to have a community that never stops giving, whether it's money or time. This, like I said, is our 9th year, and last year we surpassed the $1 million fundraising mark, which is pretty phenomenal for a group of this size. We have about 45 teams every year, maybe 600 participants. Those teams work on fundraising all year long. It's just a real commitment to the hope that they feel when they come to this event, knowing that everything they're doing is helping one more cancer patient get to their treatment, one more cancer patient make it through their day and feel like someone cares about them.
Over $144,000 was raised toward the fight against cancer. Congratulations go out to the event leadership team, the relayers, and everyone who supported the Relay for Life of Shelby Township. For Shelby This Week, I'm Stacy Sansatera.
That's a great group and a great cause. Buckle up or pay up. That's the message police are sending as the seatbelt enforcement campaign begins. Click It or Ticket takes place in all 83 Michigan counties to help start an increase in seatbelt use, reduce traffic deaths and injuries. Starting May 18th through the 31st, Shelby Police, along with sheriff's offices and Michigan State Police, will step up seatbelt enforcement. That means more tickets and more lessons in safety. Shelby's home to some beautiful trails for hiking and biking. Nick Buckler tells us more about some upgrades coming soon.
Summer is right around the corner, and there's no better way to spend it than at Metro Parks. Construction is currently underway that will extend a trail from Riverbends through the city of Utica to Metro Beach.
Yes, Nick, the phase we're talking about right now is Riverbends to the city of Utica. We're really excited about this. Construction has started, and we look for completion date of November 15th of 2015. You'll be able to take your car, park at Riverbends Park, 22 Mile Road, get on your bike and go all the way to the city of Utica. You can stop at the city of Utica and come back, or you can continue all the way to Metro Beach at this time.
Eventually, this trail will link Metro Beach all the way to Stony Creek.
The goal is to get from Stony Creek to Metro Beach. At this time, we are applying for grants. We've received some. And the next phase, once this is complete, will be coming from Riverbends, going up through Holland Ponds, through Gene Shepherd Park, and connect up to the Macomb Orchard Trail, which will get you to Stony Creek.
Once the department receives the grants necessary, construction will begin to extend Riverbends northbound to Stony Creek. For Shelby This Week, I'm Nick Buckler.
Local students from Utica High School recently visited Shelby TV station. It was Student Government Day for the township. Students had the opportunity to come to the township offices for the day. Here at Shelby TV, they got to do some video production.
Thanks, Megan. We are here today from Utica High School for Student Government Day.
Okay, Caden, what have you learned about Shelby TV and how stuff is produced?
I've learned that there's many people that work here, and it takes a lot just to make a certain show or film like a football game or a basketball game.
The value I find in Government Day is you get to learn about a job, and you get to go to school and like do something you wouldn't normally do and have a good time and enjoy yourself. What was your favorite part of coming to Shelby TV today?
My favorite part of coming to Shelby TV was learning how to use the cameras and all the editors and stuff and how they make shows.
Okay, do you feel this could be a good job for you in the future?
I feel it could. It's pretty interesting, like all the work they have to go through, and I think that could be something fun to do.
All right, after spending the day here for your Government Day, what's the most useful skill you've took from this experience?
You know, I think that the most useful skill I've learned is how to operate the cameras that they have here. Even they seem very complicated, but they're pretty simple to use.
It was a great day to learn about our local government. For Shelby This Week, I'm Caden Ebling.
We had a great group of students. They were such a joy to be around. What initially started at Mallow Junior High with a teacher, 4 cars, and General Motors, 9 years later evolved into a great event.
It's really beyond my wildest dreams what's happened to this event.
Macomb Community College showcased an automotive design and engineering expo recently, presented by Macomb's Automotive Technology Department. But it all started with retired Mallow teacher Harry Istock and his passion to help students with the desire to work in the automotive field.
The students need to have the ability to talk to the people that do this for a living. If they want to talk to an engineer, let's get the engineers in. If they want to talk to a stylist or an artist, let's get the artists in. So that's where this really has been wonderful for the students.
About 1,700 students from Eisenhower, Utica, Stevenson high schools, and local junior highs got to check out more than 30 cars.
See the vehicles, and then also a chance to talk to the engineers and designers, just kind of see the path they've been kind of going down and get an opportunity to talk to those people. So it's a great influence on them.
Harry Istock started all of this with one General Motors worker, Greg Cummings.
And we brought out 4 cars at that time, and GM continued to do that for about 2 years, 3 years, and then Ford joined on board. So after that, Ford and GM kept it going at the Utica schools, and this year, Chrysler became involved, so we brought it indoors and made it a 2-day event to really reach out to students 7th through 12th grade and college. Always a big favorite is the Bumblebee from the Transformer 4 movie, and then Slingshot, and then the rally car. All 3 of those cars are from the movie Transformer 4. So the students are enjoying those cars. As well as the clay model that we brought out. We have a full-size clay and some 10th scale clay models that the students can actually work with.
Students got to check out the Alfa Romeo 4C Spider and the all-new Ford Mustang. Student Trevor Torilla tells us what he thinks of this auto event and what his favorite car is.
It's a pretty awesome experience. I mean, a lot of these cars they're not even out yet. You can't buy them, so get to go through sitting brand new cars, concepts, get to learn how they make them and start designing them. I want to go into this kind of thing. I want to be an engineer, and I'd like to work for Chrysler or Ford or Chevy, one of them. I like the Ram Rebel, the new one that came out. Some people don't like the grill. I think it's really cool, and it just stands out. It's an aggressive-looking truck.
Demonstrations of hands-on production, a great way to lead into the future.
That was a great automotive expo. Families and friends prepared their goodbyes after a devastating crash that took the lives of 3 teens at Stony Creek on May 8th. Toxicology reports are still pending right now regarding that accident when 5 young men were in one of their parents' Jaguars driving at high speeds. There's 2 survivors from that crash, one recently sent home from the hospital. His family asks for time and space as he grieves the loss of his friends. Also, we have an update on the evacuation at Beck Elementary on May 13th. We reported 16 kids were unconscious and sent to the hospital. That was incorrect. The Macomb Township Fire Chief says 5 students passed out but were alert by the time EMS crews got there. There is a conflicting report, though. The district also initially said 5 passed out, but is now saying none were ever unconscious. To be clear, no kids were unconscious during the way to the hospital. A local art exhibit brought skateboard art back to the limelight at the 5th annual Deck Art event in Rochester. The event was started by South Street Skate Shop.
This year we had about 427 entries of artwork. It's art exhibition and competition, so all age ranges submit their artwork on skateboard decks, and then they're displayed in downtown businesses. There are 6 different categories that artists will enter in, ranging from elementary school all the way up to adult, and then we do have a corporate selection for businesses to make entries. And they're actually not told where their skateboard decks are, so they have to come down here and find them in the business. And then people last Thursday and Friday could vote on their favorite ones, and then they were awarded some prizes.
We had 58 businesses that partnered with us, and they are exhibiting some of the deck art in their stores, so it's very exciting that they were able to partner with us. We could not do it without the merchants, so good neighbors. We needed more stores to agree to display the artwork, so going door to door, asking merchants if they would allow us to place these entries in their stores for exhibit, and they agreed. So it continues to grow every year. It's very exciting to see everybody come together. The artists, the merchants, the people who participate in the exhibit as far as, viewing the different pieces of artwork. So it's a great community event. The public voted for their favorite entry within each of the 6 categories. So for elementary school, we have Lily Gale, middle school, Jessie Murray, high school, Madeline Case, college, Jessica Ugolini, adult, Jeff Perkins, and corporate, Dr. Stephen Valacourt. We thank all the artists. We tell the artists, really, without them, this would not be an event. So we appreciate their creativity and their participation. It's really about them.
This event has grown as far as entries go. We're excited to see what 2016 has in store. All these boards are for sale. Go to South Street Skate Shop for purchasing information. The Great Lakes Burn Camp is taking on a challenge, and you're invited to help. A fundraising program launched by Art Van Charity Challenge is going on this summer. What you can do is set up a fundraiser at the website below in support of the burn camp. Burn survivors ages 6 to 17 from all over Michigan will have the opportunity to attend the camp, all from your fundraising. You can check out their site to check out all the great events they do at greatlakesburncamp.org, and don't forget to fundraise for the campaign. A wine fest is going on right here in Shelby Township on May 31st at the Packard Proving Grounds in Shelby. You can attend this thumbs-up self-guided wine tour. Tickets are $15, which provides food, wine, and entertainment.
It'll be the first event that I'm aware of this type that is on our site, and we're especially excited because as a automotive history site, we're trying to reach out to the community. We've been having a lot more events here, weddings, car shows, things happening, farmers market out front, and so the more people that know about the site, the better. And we're especially excited about being able to promote the wineries in the Thumb area because it's such a great connection.
Ticket proceeds from the event go to local charities. Don't forget, May 31st at Packard Proving Grounds. If you're familiar with old Detroit history, you'll know about this old tire and nail. It's a gigantic Uniroyal branded wheel that stands about 8 stories tall just off of I-94 near the airport. That iconic structure turns 50 this year, but there's one popular part of that tire that won't be around the tire anymore. The big nail. It's an 11-foot long, 250-pound metal stake that stuck out of the tire back in 1998, promoting its nail guard sealing tires. Well, the nail had a busy life and is now retiring in Utica, Michigan. It's nailed down with its new owner, Mr. Roberts, who will keep good watch over it right here in Utica, Michigan. And that's Shelby This Week. You can watch us online all the time at shelbytv.org. And don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/ShelbyTWPTV.